Somewhere between the introduction of the first iPhone and the last Harry Potter book, the world of makeup was turned on its side with the invention of this, a beauty blender. This vibrant, sometimes egg-shaped sponge is basically a household must-have when every single makeup artist on the planet vouched for it. And even though it carries a hefty price tag at $20, everybody says it's worth it. And while you may be using yours daily, or maybe you're digging it out of the depths of your makeup bag for special occasions, I'm here to tell you some of the most common mistakes that people are making with their beauty blenders. And yes, that means you. Wetting it. I know what you're thinking. The sink is so far away and you just sat down to do your makeup. Do you really even have to wet it? Amen, sister. I get it. But yes, you do have to make it to the faucet, and you do need to spend more than 2 seconds getting it wet. Giving it a quick pulse isn't going to be enough. This is the size of a dry beauty blender, and this is the size of a wet one. For proper application, you want to make sure that your beauty blender actually doubles in size when it's wet. You should be squeezing it under running water so that the water actually gets absorbed into your beauty blender. And plan to be there for about 10 seconds so that it can get properly saturated with water. And yes, that's why it doubles in size. Washing it. I know that this one is a sore topic because it's one of those things that we all know that we should do, like eating more vegetables. And you should actually wash your beauty blender after every use. But since you and I both know that that's not really reasonable, you should aim to wash it every week. And yes, there are a few tried and true suggestions like using Castile soap. I like the Dr. Bronner's, but even the Beauty Blender brand is a great bet. In fact, if you have nothing else, even dish soap works well, although I would recommend that over face wash. And there's some crazy microwave situation, but I love my beauty blenders too much to try that one out. Both options, including the Castile soap, dish soap, and even the Beauty Blender one are great. You don't have to squeeze it 1,000 times to get it out, and I have confirmed that all 3 of those can work. Let's talk application. Swiping instead of bouncing. This is such a common mistake, is that people want to actually swipe the product onto their face. And it's actually one of the biggest errors that makeup artists see. And it's something that all of us do because it's not really that transparent what you're supposed to do with this funny egg-shaped sponge. But actually you want to use the circular nature of the sponge to your benefit, which means you want to actually put the product into maybe your hand and you want to use it, and then you want to actually bounce it onto your skin. As a pro tip, use the bottom side of the sponge to do your face, and then the more pointier side to do things like underneath your eyes for concealer. Another one of the common mistakes that people see is actually replacing it often. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but makeup sponges should actually be replaced every 3 months. Yikes, I know. But the Beauty Blender is a breeding ground for bacteria, and while you should be cleaning them often, they have an expiration date. And the longer you keep them, the more yucky bacteria actually stay in them. So swap that old one for a fresh one at least a few times a year, if not every 3 months. When you think about it, it's not that much. And I even like to keep a few spares like the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, which I have found to be the best dupe to the Beauty Blender. I still keep going back to the original thing, but it never hurts to have a couple of spares. I lied. I totally am gonna try it. Ugh, against my better judgment. Here we go. Y'all, I hope the microwave doesn't explode. All right, here we go. All right, the damage doesn't look too bad. It's definitely warm. Ooh. All right, they look saturated. All right, let's see how this is. Set it down so that I can. Ooh, it's hot. It's a minute in hot water. Let me rinse this. Okay, so I definitely see the product sitting at the surface, which is better, I think, than before. Oh, still hot. Fair warning, guys. Okay, better. Rinse it under cold water. Okay, so the black one is completely clean. This looks amazing. There's literally no more product, nothing else coming out. The pink one, which was a little bit dirtier to begin with, is still showing the same signs where I use it the most, which is at the top and at the bottom. All right, it didn't explode, which is a good sign. I was gonna leave it soaked for a while, so if that makes it better, then I'm sold, but I'm sold on the microwave technique. But I am, like, it's still coming out. Do you see how it's still coming out? So yeah, it's not magic. I'm still gonna go ahead and soak this pink one, but I think the black one, nope, that one still has it in there too. All right, guys, there's nothing, no substitute to hard manual labor. Sorry, friends, it just looks clean. Now you are armed with the information that you need. Go forth, wash your beauty blender, use it properly, and replace it often. I hope that you found this helpful. There's actually going to be a link in the bio below that actually has a written form of all of this in case you want it as a quick cheat sheet. Also, make sure that you hit the like button and leave me any comments for future videos, any ideas that you have, any questions that you have about the beauty blender, and I will see you in my next video. This was fun. Let's do more of these.